What started as survival turned into a passion, and that passion became purpose. This is how it all began. Hi, Godiya. It's good to have you on the podcast.
Hi, Fatima.
Tell us about those early days taking passport photos with your phone and editing for other photographers. What kept you going?
Passion and the strong will not to rely on anybody.
What lessons have you learned from turning a personal challenge like skin concerns and bullying into a business opportunity?
Whatever situation you are going through, you can actually turn it to your advantage.
What has been your greatest achievement?
Winning a student entrepreneurship grant.
What advice would you give to young entrepreneurs?
It is okay to dream. Now, whilst dreaming, make a plan.
What role did saving and reinvesting play in helping you upgrade your business over time?
In 2018, I wanted to get a camera. My own needs as a girl that would make me to want to spend, I had to subdue it. The first thing I did was to cut my hair.
Campus Hustlers with Fatima Zakaria.
She thought she would be a hairstylist like her mom, but one unexpected suggestion flipped the script. What started as survival turned into a passion, and that passion became purpose. This is how it all began. Hi, welcome to yet another interesting episode of Campus Hustlers, your weekly dose of entrepreneurial spirit unfiltered. I'm your host, Fatima Zakaria. I am an entrepreneur, a corporate event anchor, a voiceover talent, and of course, I am a podcaster. Joining me on today's episode of Campus Hustlers is Godiya Miracle Osu-Etaki, the founder of MimsGee Beauty and Imagery, a unique two-in-one brand that combines the art of photography with the healing touch of herbal skincare. Godiya is a 400-level student of international relations at Kaduna State University School of Continuing Education. After secondary school, she recognized the need to learn a skill that would help her survive the realities of student life. Initially drawn to hairdressing, inspired by her mother's success in the field, a friend's suggestion to consider photography sparked a path she never expected. At a time when female photographers were a rare sight in Kafanchan, where she resides, Godiya took the bold leap and soon fell deeply in love with photography. Her journey started humbly, using her phone to take passport photographs and assist students with image enlargement. She mastered editing even before gaining admission into Kaduna State College of Education, earning money by editing jobs for other photographers on campus. After completing her NCE, Godiya returned to Kafanchan, secured a job at a printing lab, and saved up to buy her first camera and laptop. Despite facing constant bullying over her skin, she turned adversity into action, teaching herself how to create skincare products using only natural ingredients. That challenge led to the birth of the second arm of her brand, herbal skincare production. Today, MimsGee Beauty and Imagery stands as a testament to resilience, passion, and creativity, offering both top-tier photography services and effective nature-based skincare solutions. Godiya's story is one of bold beginnings, powerful pivots, and inspiring hustle. Hi, Godiya. It's good to have you on the podcast.
Hi, Fatima. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm fine too. I can't wait to start this conversation with you because your story is such an inspiring one, and I can't wait to hear the full gist. I hope you're ready to give us all the gist.
I am ready. Let's go.
All right, Godiya. Let's start this way. Was it easy for you to embrace photography, especially as a female in Kafanchan? Was it easy?
Yeah, it was quite easy because before I ventured into photography, I loved to pose in front of the camera. So long before I became a photographer, I was always taking pictures. I was always patronizing photographers. So it was something I already loved doing naturally.
Wow. But you do not feel like your environment, seeing that it's something that is not really common there, it did not make you feel anyhow?
No, not really. In fact, the male photographers in Kafanchan, they were very warm and welcoming, actually. I think that's one thing that I should really appreciate them for. They took me like their baby. So most of them pampered me and led me through the journey. You know, I learned in a photo lab, so they always flocked there. Different photographers came there as well. So when they see a lady, they'll be like, fine girl, what are you doing here? See this small girl, like most of them were just part of the journey with me because the words of encouragement, don't give up, there's money in this thing, like just like that. So it was quite easy with them. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so now tell us about those early days taking passport photos with your phone and editing for other photographers. What kept you going? Because it can be discouraging that people are using camera and you are using your phone. What kept you going?
Sincerely, what kept me going was just passion and the strong will not to rely on anybody for little finances in school. I remember when I started using my phone for passport, it started in the Corpus Lodge. I had a friend that was a member in my church then who stayed in the Corpus Lodge. So I'll go to visit her. And they were talking about needing passports for their POP, and the photographers were overcharging them. They just needed like little passports. Knowing that it would be to my own advantage if I cut down the prices for them, since I'm a student and I'm not going to use a camera, I was like, I can do it for you guys. What do you think? They were like, are you sure? I said yes. She now said, okay, let's see. I took the first one with my phone. They were like, this girl, your angling and everything is so nice. How much will you do it for us? And the whole of them, I think they were about 15 in the Corpus Lodge. That was how I ended up doing passports for them. And from there, other people are, Godiya, I need passports. And it continued like that. So it was just the passion and the fear of not wanting to beg people for little money in school that just kept me going.
Wow, interesting. This is inspiring, Godiya. All right, so Godiya, tell us, how do you balance the photography and skincare sides of your business under one brand? How did you do that?
It's actually not easy. Sincerely, if I'm being frank, I get a lot of discouragement at times. People will be like, focus on one thing. Let people know you for just one thing. But there's this burning desire in me to just push the both of them. I have a strong feeling that both will do exceedingly well. Sincerely, it's not easy. But for me, what I do is I produce the skincare products most times on my leisure days. I make a lot of production and then I just continue doing delivery. Some people can just place an order and then, okay, I would know that so person, I'll deliver soap to them. So if I have a booking for photography, I make sure it doesn't clash with my time for delivering skincare products. And that's just it. Since skincare is not that I have a walk-in store that people will walk in to come and buy, most times people order from my WhatsApp or Facebook page. So it's a little bit easy, but it's the discouragement I keep getting. You hear all the time, photography is this, why don't you just focus on it? Some people will be like, skincare is better, why don't you just focus on it? But no, there's something in me that says, push the both of them, both will succeed.
Yes, by God's grace. Okay, so Godiya, now if you are to rate the success of your photography and your skincare product, which of the two would you say, okay, this is successful right now?
I'll say both. Forgive me, I'm not being sentimental here, but people know me for both right now. I remember last month, I had an influx of orders from people that used to know me way back in Kafanchan, ordering skincare products from me. So that is to tell you that people know me for both photography and they know me for skincare. And when people that know me online come across me physically, they'll be like, no, that means this girl is really doing this thing she's saying she's doing, because my skin speaks for itself. So both are actually very successful, although I have more photography customers than skincare customers.
And this is going to encourage anybody who feels like they can combine two together. It's just a matter of a passion, like you said, and being committed to the craft. And at the end of the day, you definitely succeed. Even if you are doing 3 or 4, it's just your commitment. All right, so Godiya, now as a student entrepreneur, how do you balance academic and entrepreneurship?
I remember when growing up, my dad said something. My dad is a pastor. So one day he was preaching and the message there was like how people relate with God when they get a job that takes their time. He said most time when we get a good job, we forget about God and we dedicate more of our time to work. I don't want to slack at work. What God requires of you is 100% to your work and 100% to God. And when I heard that, I was like, sir, how possible is this? How can you give 100% to God and 100% to your work? He said it takes dedication. When you are dedicated, you will not slack on both. So this is what I do. That word, I use it in every area of my life. When I'm going for my academics, I give 100% to it. When it's time for exams and all of this, I make sure I don't take any bookings for photography. No matter how much I'm going to be receiving. If I have exams on that weekend, I am definitely not taking your job. Do you understand? So that is how I just try to balance both of them. If I have a CA test, I'm certainly not taking your job on that day. I'll ask you if we can reschedule, but if it's an event, I'll have to back out or I'll look for someone who can stand in for me until I'm done with my exams. So for studies, I try my possible best not to have any production when I am writing exams or CA, and I don't miss my lectures. I try my best not to miss my lectures at all. There is time for everything. So you just have to prioritize. Take it one step per time. That's it.
Beautiful, Godiya. I feel like clapping for you right now. All right, so Godiya, I'm particularly interested in how people used to bully you concerning your skin. What lessons have you learned from turning a personal challenge like skin concerns and bullying into a business opportunity? What actually happened to your skin? Why are they bullying you? And the lessons you've learned from turning your personal challenge into a business opportunity.
Okay, it's a little bit funny. So I attended a government secondary school at a point in my life. And you know, in government secondary school, there's this thing that we call unclouded opinion about people. Like, they don't filter their words, they just say it as it is. So immediately I hit teenage years, I started having acne on my face. I am dark skinned, and then I was very dark, like very black. Let me use the word black. My complexion was quite dark. So I had severe acne, and they would just make comments like, she's dirty. It's the dirt that is making her to have all those breakouts. I'm like, dirty girl. Sometimes you'll be passing, you just see a coral face for no reason. It was bad. I remember some people calling me even Amwe back then. There was nothing I did not hear. There are days I'll go back home crying. My mom will tell me, it is part of growth, it is puberty, you outgrow it. I said, that's not true. Your face is smooth, daddy's face is smooth. Why is my own face like this? Why do I have to deal with this? You can be passing, even adults will just make comments like, use sponge to wash your face now. Use sponge to wash your face. Like, you don't need to scrub your face very well. Somebody once told me to use iron sponge to wash my face. Yes, it was that bad. So there was nothing I didn't try. Different products. I don't want to call products names. I use different things. Somebody will recommend this, I'll go for it. Some of them will end up making my matter worse than it already was. So I discovered that because of the oil on my face, I have a very oily skin. So it was part of the reasons why I was acne prone. Unlike my parents, they both have dry skin, so they did not have to battle with acne. But my face, it was a lot for me. So in my quest for that, my mom, she's into all these herbs. My mom makes herbs, not for sale though, but she makes herbs for us to take at home. So she started asking her fellow herbal women, please, oh, my daughter, this is what is wrong with her. She doesn't allow me to rest. She doesn't do this. Mama was like, I'll give you something for her to use on her face. It will go. I was tired at that point. My mom tried to convince me to use it. So when they brought the soap, it was very small like this. I would apply it. That soap was very peppery. It will burn my face. After everything, it didn't go. So luckily, my mom met with this younger woman as well who was into all those herbs. She was like, that the one they were giving me is too harsh for my skin. So she would suggest that we use fruits to mix the soap, and then it will make it mild and more effective. And that was just it. When I used it, it worked like magic. And before you know, in a space of a month, people started complimenting me. Oh, you look good. Your black is shining. Please don't bleach your skin. No, I look you so fine. I was like, it's not these people that were like, do you understand? One thing I learned from this experience is that whatever situation you are going through, you can actually turn it to your advantage. Yes, you can make a fortune out of that thing you feel is a problem to you. I know people who have turned even disabilities into business ventures. It is just for you to dream. Look for a solution. You know, as an entrepreneur, we are meant to create solution to problems. If you can create solution to problem, that's it. That's just it. So this is my little story.
Wow, this is beautiful. This is beautiful, Godiya. All right, so Godiya, tell us, was there a particular point in time in your entrepreneurial journey that you feel like, oh, I will give up? And how were you able to push through?
2021, I relocated to Kaduna, and I knew nobody here. I think those are the most depressing moments of my life. For somebody who is used to doing jobs every weekend, used to staying in a studio, because I worked with a photography studio before I came down to Kaduna. It was a whole lot. It took a toll on me. My skincare products were beginning to gain popularity in Kafanchan at the time, and this is me relocating. I had to leave some back with my mom to just help me sell them if people needed. But coming to Kaduna here, I was on my own. Let me use that word. I was on my own. I didn't know where to go, what to do. Will I go on the road and tell people, hi, I'm a photographer, please come and patronize me? So it was a lot. They were depressing moments of my life. And before relocation, I had done a mass production. I produced about 150 products then. So it was just like I had used all my savings to make products and I am moving. I don't know anybody there. How do I convince these people that this is what I do, this is what I stand for? What would happen? But I took a leap. I packaged my products one day in a small Ghana must go bag. I started going from salon to salon because I believe you meet ladies in the salon and then few men. It's only few men that love skincare. So I started going from salon to salon. I'll tell them. And then I made sure I continued posting on WhatsApp. It was not easy. Luckily for me, a school that I teach on the side with, they had an event. So at that event, I decided to do pictures for free there for the first time. And I did the pictures. They really loved it. And that was how I started snapping. Should I shock you? When I started collecting pay for pictures in 2021 in that place I worked, I started charging them 100 naira for a picture. This is 2021, not far away. Just for me to be able to like break into them. They told me, that's what they can pay. So if I'm taking them 100 pictures, the only thing I'm getting is 10,000 naira. And that was how it continued. So from there, parents, when I do the pictures, parents will see, they'll be like, okay, can you come and snap us at home? I'll say yes. And that was how I started becoming known in Kaduna State. Kafanchan, people continued booking me, but after a while, due to, like I told you, exam and test, I couldn't show up for some of the events, and people started to gradually just let me go. And since she can't make it down all the time, some of them, they even hear you are in Kaduna, they'll be like, we don't want to stress you and bring you down and take you back, don't worry. So gradually, people no longer called me back in Kafanchan. The only thing they call me for is maybe enlargements. They want me to make photo enlargements for them. But I started gaining grounds here. The parents of those children in the school were beginning to patronize me little by little. Then the school gave me my first big project, and this was for me to produce photo enlargements for graduating students in the school. Fatima, that was where I made my first 100,000 naira profit. Yes, and that was just it for me. That was when I knew, okay, I'm on the right path. I did not make any mistake. Let's just keep going. That was it for me.
I'm having goosebumps right now. And if there is anything I learned about your story, it is the fact that you humble yourself. You accepted 100 naira to take pictures just to break through, just for you to gain this visibility. And at the end of the day, it pays off. It's amazing. Not everybody can do this, and not everybody can see the big picture. I mean, maybe some people must have even tell you that, no, you don't know what you are doing. Why would you do this? But your story is inspiring, and I have learned a whole lot from you, even though we've not even finished this conversation, but I have really learned a whole lot from you, Godiya. All right, so Godiya, tell us, is there something people misunderstand about your hustle? What's that thing, if there is?
There's a lot. There's this notion that photographers are naturally promiscuous in nature. So I've had that a lot of times. There are people that look at you like, okay, because you're a photographer, you flirt. And some people will be like, is it this business that she's doing that she's using to live life? I'm a very contented person who loves the good life. So as much as possible, I try to enjoy myself once in a while. I don't know if you get. So sometimes they'll be like, is it this job that is funding this her lifestyle? Not like I'm doing too much, but you know the society we live in. They'll be like, is it, you can save up for like a year to get something you really like. And then somebody sees you with it, they just conclude you bought it like this. They conclude you just woke up and went into the store and bought it. And they're like, is it this photo that she's snapping? How much is the gain of photography that she's using to do all of these things? How many photos is she even taking that she's doing all of these things? So that is one of the downsides of this business. You just have to shut your ears to them and keep pushing. Another thing is that some people feel you are not qualified enough. There are gadgets you need in photography for you to be outstanding. There are a lot of gadgets. So for a struggling student hustler, those things are not in your reach readily. You have to save, you have to work hard to get them little by little. So some people, when they want to patronize you and they see that it's just camera and one light she has, no, I'll get someone else. So those are the little loopholes I have. But aside that, we're good because I don't listen to them. Actually, I'm a very tough person. I don't listen. As long as it puts food on my table and it's not illegal, I'm doing it.
Wow, and that leads me to one thing that I've heard before. Somebody said that for you to be happy in life, for you to keep going and keep growing in life, there are some things you have to do, and one of those things is that you just have to be deaf and you have to be blind. If you can do these two things, then you keep going, you keep growing, and you keep excelling. But if you are this kind of person that loves to pay attention to everything people say, you may find it difficult to succeed, honestly speaking. All right, so Godiya, what has been your greatest achievement so far, so good in your career?
Our greatest achievement would be winning a student entrepreneurship grant recently. Okay, let me just give you a quick gist. About last year, I wanted to prepare for the Christmas celebrations. So I wanted to produce some products and then add 1 or 2 gadgets to my photography. I reached out to a friend who is well-to-do, a friend of mine. So I was like, guy, can you give me a loan for my business? I would pay you back. I want to pay you instrumentally and I'll pay you with interest. If you can, please help me. And my friend took time. He was like, we're gisting about business, the pros and cons, how difficult it is to manage both business, education, family, and all of that. So he was like, Godiya, but you've been doing this for the past 6 years. I've patronized you in the past. Your products are very good. By now, you should be the one lending people money, not the other way around. Omo, that thing hit me like thunder. It hit me like thunder. I'm telling you, I was dumbfounded. What he's saying is true. I've made money from photography and skincare, to be frank. But then, you know the reality of the country we live in. And as a student, you buy handouts, you do assignments, you transport yourself to school, you feed, you pay your school fees, you pay your rent. At my age,
try to reinvest in your gadget and all.
Yes. You reinvest in, and all of those things you're doing at the same time with the same income. It's not easy. So when I saw posts from MAF 2.0 where students, entrepreneurs could apply, they said students within Kaduna or an indigenous of Kaduna State. At first I was reluctant. I'm like, what will I even say that will convince them to give me this grant? I now thought about it and I said, well, let me do it with an open mind. Whatever comes, I know it comes. If it doesn't come, I'll learn, we strategize. Next year we go again. So I came back from school that day. I made the pitch. I drew up my business plan. I already have a business plan that I've always had. So I just used it to fill in the form and everything. And the day I got the call that I was selected, I'm telling you sincerely, I was elated. This is my first big break. This is my first big break. I've made successes in the industry, but this is the first big thing for me. I'm telling you sincerely.
Wow. Congratulations, Godiya. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, so Godiya, I would love to ask you this question. Where do you see yourself after graduation? What is your future vision? I know that some people will say, okay, they want to still get a job as far as their course of study is concerned, continue with their career and all. So where do you see yourself?
Now, the reason why I even took a job in the first place was to fund my brand, if I'm being sincere with you. I never took a job because I wanted to work in the first place. Yes, it was just for me to be able to raise funds, to be able to sink into my brand. So after graduation, for real, I want to do my business on a bigger scale, possibly set up a studio and then have a beauty shop on the side. Now, the beauty shop can only come after I've registered my products with NAFDAC, which I'm already in the process. So that is the plan. Immediately after school, we start business full time. The only reason I may work after school is if I don't have enough funds, yes, to fund the business. Photography is not cheap. It is not. Skincare is not cheap as well. So I need funds for this thing. If I'm able to secure the funds, all the things I'm working on works out for good and fine, we'll go straight into business. But if it doesn't, we'll be doing the way we are still doing it, doing this one and adding the other one to it. But we'll make sure to get a job that does not affect our timing on weekends, so that we can use weekends for photography bookings and all of that. So that's the plan.
Interesting. So good. Yeah, you just want to finish this well, focus. Nothing like white collar job for you.
As an entrepreneur, you know, there is nothing that gives joy as being on your own.
Somebody that has tasted the daily income, honestly speaking, I can relate. It's not easy for you to start depending on salary.
Very true. Very, very true.
All right, so Godiya, before we dive into the second segment of the podcast, what advice would you give to young entrepreneurs alike?
It is okay to dream. Now, whilst dreaming, make a plan. You should always have a plan. I told somebody something. I said, if I'm given 10 million today, I already have a well-structured plan on how that money will be used judiciously till the last 10 kobo. So as an entrepreneur, you should never be caught off guard. Have a well-structured plan. You might meet investors who would ask you, what can I do for you? What will your business give in return? You should always be ready to say something and be focused. Be focused. Don't lose focus. Find your niche and stick to it. Don't be about doing almost everything. Your business is known for this and this. Stick to it. Push it with passion and commitment. Always show up for your business. Sincerely, if you stop showing up, people will forget about you, because there are a lot of other people doing the same thing you are doing. So if you slack in any way, people are going to put you aside. So do not for any reason give up. Yes.
Wow, interesting, Godiya. It is okay to dream. dream that stood out for me. It is okay to dream. So I will dream and I'll always have a plan. All right, so Godiya, a lot of people have been listening to you so far and they are like, who is this person? I can't wait to connect with her. So finally, before we dive into the second segment of the podcast, where can listeners find you in case they want to connect with you?
Okay, I'm always active on all social media handles. I'm on Snapchat as Mimi Abbas. I'm on Facebook as Godiya Osu-Etaki. Then you can find me on Instagram as Godiya_gold.
Okay.
On X, I'm at MimsGee. While on TikTok, it's just Miracle Abbas.
Interesting. And in case you want to connect with Godiya, I think she's on all social media platforms. So in case you are not on Facebook, you should be on X. If you are not on X, you should be on Instagram. If you are not on Instagram, you should be on TikTok. You can find her anywhere. All right, so we're about to dive into the second segment of the podcast. In the second segment of the podcast, we are going to be discussing the topic, building a business with limited resources. We are talking about what it really means to build a business when your resources are limited. That is what we are going to be talking about. From Godiya using her phone to take passport photos to saving up for her first camera, Godiya shows us that starting small does not mean thinking small. All right, so Godiya, are you ready for this segment?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's start this way. When you started out, what were some of the major resources you didn't have and how did you work around them?
When I started out, I didn't have a laptop. I did not have a camera. I know there's this notion that if you want to learn a handwork, you should get the equipment so that you can always practice. But I did not have access to these things. And I knew that I could not just rely on my parents to get them. I'm the firstborn of 5 children. So imagine telling my parents to leave my siblings' school fees to come and gather money and buy camera and laptop for me. I understood this. So I did not allow myself to be discouraged at any point. And I had other photographers who had these things but could not even use them. Yes, there were people whose family already bought camera and bought laptop for them, but they did not even know how to use them very well. So it was like to my own advantage. There was this wedding I was booked for. I had to rent a camera to go and cover the event. I knew how to handle it, but I didn't have it. So I did not allow myself to be discouraged. Since it was an event, I already bargained how much I would be earning. I rented the camera to go for it because I knew the money for the rentage will come from it and then I'll keep the remaining balance. So that is it. It was not easy at initial because after I left for NCE, it was as if I would forget everything I had learned because there was no laptop to continue practicing. There was no camera, but I did not allow myself to be stopped. Have I told you that at some point I would tell students to go and take a photo? There was this phone sticker that was trending then. If you're celebrating birthday or graduation, they'll make a phone sticker for you. Just put it at the back of your phone. So then people wanted to do that sticker. I'll tell them, okay, go and snap from so photographer inside the school. When he prints it for you, bring it to me. I'll use the printed copy to make the stickers for you. So I just kept pushing myself. That's why if I hear somebody saying, I don't have money, like somebody wants to sell drinks, you say, I don't have money for freezer, that's why I've not started. You are not ready. You are not ready. You can start by buying blocks.
Blocks,
Drinks. You can start from somewhere. I started from somewhere. And you know that at a point, I didn't even have a good phone in school. It was until 200 level. My dad bought me a phone for my birthday. He bought me a Johnny phone for my birthday. At some point, I was using just touchlight phone in school. So while I was using touchlight phone, I was just going about, okay, you want enlargement? And go and snap inside school, bring the picture. I'll do enlargement for you. So if you're doing enlargement like for a certain amount, I'll remove 500 so that you trust me and you give it to me instead. That's just it. And we kept pushing.
Wow, interesting. Imagine Godiya saying that she will not start her career until she owns a camera. Then I think we might not even be having this conversation today. Godiya, am I correct?
You're very correct. Where would you have heard about me? Nowhere.
Yes. So you should start from where you are. Starting small does not mean that you are thinking small. All right, so Godiya, this brings me to my second question. Tell us, how did offering editing services for other photographers help you grow your business without having all the equipment yet?
It really helped me. It helped me to maintain the knowledge, to retain the knowledge I had about editing. While I was doing it for them, I was assisting them, I was earning from it, and I was also developing myself. So it was like a win-win thing for me. To them, they were feeling I was assisting them with their work, reducing their workload, while to me, I was retaining my knowledge. Yes, I was developing myself, and I was still earning from it. As at that time, the least I could take for a job is 1,000, 2,000 naira. So I was earning, and then money had value. If I carried that 1,000 naira enter school, I'm a big girl. Do you understand? So it was helping me. And this is the advice I give to younger ones. Don't always feel people are taking advantage of you.
Yeah.
Fatima, I will tell tell you something. There was a time that I took somebody photos to advertise my business. Then the person went to do big enlargements from another person. Like I take photos for free, and then you go and do big enlargements from another person. I was heartbroken because me that did free
you do
picture for you that
enlargements
you
too.
yes, me that did free picture for you that you like. Why can't you give me to do the enlargement? So as younger people, don't always feel people are taking advantage of you. Always see the bright side of it. Don't feel, am I a fool? Am I not wise? Why would I be doing this for this person? And you should go and do it by himself. Now show him that have his laptop. But it is helping you. It is helping you. Look at it that way.
And you know what? I have had this conversation several times with people, especially people who do volunteering. As for you, at least you are even getting 1,000 naira, 2,000 naira. There are people that, okay, what you do is they volunteer. I have done this. Several times I volunteer just to build myself because I know where I want to see myself tomorrow. But then there are people that they feel like, no, I can't volunteer. They feel like they know a whole lot of things. So if they volunteer, they'll be using them. Let them use you while you grow. Let them use you so that if you finish school or you go out there and they say you have experience, 2 years of experience, you can use that experience and say, oh, I have worked with this, so and so person. I have gained this experience. That is it. But most people do not know this actually.
Let them use you. I always tell people, let them use you. Don't always act too smart. Allow them to use you. Do you know that when I started learning photography, the place my mom registered me for like a month, they were just sending me message. They didn't teach me anything. Yes, go and buy this, go and buy that, go and send this money, go and pick this up from the park. I was just going up and down. I know that if it's some people, they'll stop the work. They say they're not teaching us anything there. They're just sending you. Allow them to use you. You will get what you are looking for in the end.
I strongly believe in this. Please do away with the mindset of they are using me. Nobody is using you. Always put it at the back of your mind that you are developing yourself. And that is what matters the most, the self-development of a thing. All right, so Godiya, can you share a time when you had to creatively solve a problem because you didn't have the money or tools you needed?
Yeah, there was a time something like that happened. Okay, let me just give you this little story. While I was working with a studio, at some point, our lighting in studio had issues. So my boss was like, we should close down the studio and just focus on the printing for the meantime until he's able to rectify it. But me, with my coconut head, I refused. I did not tell him no, but you know, you can say yes and then you can still try. So during that period, what I did was I was using the external flash of the camera to take pictures inside a studio. If you know a studio very well, a studio is a confined space. Windows are locked. There's no light entering into a studio. You don't allow light into a studio. Windows are locked. The door is locked. So it was always dark. I'll use only the bulb, and then the external flash. Now, most times when I'm taking people pictures, they'll be like, will this picture be fine? This one, there's no lighting. If you know photography, proper lighting is what makes your picture stand out. Yes. So when I am done taking those pictures, I'll tell you, Ma, please, you can't get them today. Give me 2 days. I would take extra time editing those pictures, paying attention to every curve, every detail, just to make sure it works. That was how I was doing it. And during those periods, if I am being frank with myself, the pictures I took those periods were outstanding. Because when I showed the person the before and the after, I think I even posted something on my Facebook page. When you see the before and the after, you'll be like, wow, how can this picture that was this dark go to looking so bright and fine like this? It took extra effort. It took extra time. But then it was worth doing. Yes.
And they say what is worth doing is worth doing well.
Absolutely.
Interesting. All right, so Godiya, saving is very, very important. And throughout your story, I can tell the importance of saving. Even if you did not say it directly, I have learned how important it is to save. So tell us, what role did saving and reinvesting play in helping you upgrade your business over time?
Saving and reinvesting is the reason why I am where I am today. So in 2018, I wanted to get the camera and I was earning 20,000 naira then monthly. I knew I had to take a drastic step because 20,000 cannot get a camera. And you know, you pay transport to work, you would eat. Luckily, I was still staying with my parents then, so I didn't have to worry about buying food stuff, paying rent, or all of those things. So what I did was that my own needs as a girl that would make me to want to spend, I had to subdue it. The first thing I did was to cut my hair. I cut my hair in March 2018. Yes, because I knew going to salon to make my hair, making my nails. I'm a very fashionable person. I would like to call myself that because I love fashion. Yes, I like fashion. So I cut my hair. I was on low cut. A lot of people were like, you are chubby. Low cut will not look good on you. I did not listen to it. I didn't even take anybody's permission. I just went to the barber salon and I cut my hair. So throughout the period my hair was cut, I was just saving paying my entire salary. What I was surviving on was the little change we were given as stipends from work. Yeah, sometimes some people come and snap. When they like the job very well, they'll tip you a little. So that was what I was surviving on at that time. I joined a thrift contribution, although you have to look very well before you join, because there are cases where you lose your money. I joined a thrift contribution with my mom, and then I bought a saving box that they call Kolo in Hausa. Yes. I bought a saving box. So what I was doing, if I get a job where I went to like take photo shoots outside and it is my own job, the money I make from it, once they pay me cash, I come back, I put it in that Kolo. Then every month I was paying my full 20,000 naira salary to the contribution, and that was how I was able to save up money. I continued these savings for almost a year, from March 2018 till February 2019. And in February 2019, I bought my camera brand new in the carton. I bought a laptop. I went for a second-hand laptop then, and then I bought a phone at the same time in February. So it was just as if this girl just wake up and went to spend money. But you know, I had to take a year of not making my hair, a year of not doing nails, a year of not buying any fancy clothes to be able to get that. Yes.
Wow, interesting. You know what, Godiya, right now I feel like if every entrepreneur, especially ladies, will come out to tell their stories, people will stop judging and they will stop pointing fingers. All right, so Godiya, tell us, many young entrepreneurs think they must wait until everything is perfect before starting. So now tell us, what your advice to them based on your experience? What advice would you give them?
Sincerely, I'll tell you that you don't have to wait. Just start from somewhere. Start from somewhere. Don't wait until you have it all figured out. Do it confused. Yes. Do it confused. Do it with fear. Don't wait until there's no fear in your heart. Do it scared. Venture into it with fear. Just keep pushing. Make sure you are moving a step at a time. Where would you be when you are no longer confused? Where will you be when you are no longer in fear? You should not be at the same point where you should have moved away from. At least let that clarity meet you halfway the journey, so that the remaining of the journey will be easier for you. So just do it scared. Start from somewhere. I always tell people, I'm big on advising entrepreneurs. Okay, I know this is your skill. If you cannot afford the equipment for it now, take a job to be able to save up money for it. I don't believe in this is my field. If it's not it, I will not do anything. No, I don't believe that, Fatima. A teaching job was what took me away from Kafanchan to Kaduna. I did not even know I was going to apply for Castle. Yes, I didn't know I was going to be going back for my degree program in Castle. It was a teaching job. So do it scared. Just go into it. I would have decided to choose freelancing photography over taking that teaching job. But I needed money to invest in the business. I knew I could not do it on my own. So just do something. Make sure you are busy doing the right thing. Make sure you are busy doing the right thing. You would succeed. I'm telling you, there are a lot of people that have succeeded without. In fact, maybe you should meet my younger sister, Fatima. This is a girl that started learning tailoring without a machine. The machine will come. You know, most times we like tell ourselves, if I don't have the gadgets, how will I practice it? How would I do it? You will. Just start. You will. If there is a will, there is a way. There will be a way. So just do it.
Godiya, I must confess, it has really been an amazing time with you. I can't lie. I have learned a whole lot from you. It has really been an amazing time with you. Thank you so much for coming on my podcast. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Don't mention. I'm glad to be here.
All right, Godiya, before you go, I have just one question for you. Are you ready?
Okay. Yes.
It's okay to think about it because it will actually require you to think.
Okay,
so Godiya, tell me, if your journey so far was a movie, what would the title be and who would you cast to play you?
Wow.
It's okay to think actually. So feel free to think.
Okay.
Or you want me to repeat it again?
No, I get the question, but I'm just thinking the title of the movie.
Yeah.
Beauty in Ashes.
Beauty in Ashes.
Yes.
What does that mean?
It simply means seeing the beauty in nothingness. Yes. Despite not seeing a clear picture of where I'm headed, I just keep pushing. Fatima, if you see my journals, you know that this girl is dreaming too big. Let me use that word. Despite where I am now, I know where I want to be. I look up to the likes of Bimbo of BMB. She's a renowned photographer. I look up to them and I always look at the picture that one day I'm going to be like just like her, just like her. I'm going to be just, yes, I'm going to be just like her. And when you look at me, is it this small camera I hold that I want to use and become like her? Yes, beauty in ashes. I know I'll get there. And is it an actress that you think could play my role?
Yes, or a friend or a relative. Even if it is an actress, you feel like, it's like this lady. If she's to be me, if she's to be in my Beauty in Ashes movie, she'll play my role well. Tell us.
I think Bimbo Ademoye.
Do you know, I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say Bimbo. I don't know what made me feel that way active. I knew you were going to say Bimbo Ademoye.
You know, she's very intentional. Like, she delivers every role you give her excellently. 1 minute she's that poor girl that is trying to sort life out, and the next minute she has grown into a multi-millionaire businesswoman. Do you understand? Yes, I do. I think she will act it very well.
All right, interesting, Godiya. Like I said, it has really been an amazing time with you. Thank you so much for coming on my podcast, and I wish you all the very best in your career. I hope to see your pictures flying all over social media in good light, so I can tell people that, you see, this lady I have once upon a time had her as a guest on my podcast. I hope and pray that one day you will be the most sought for photographer in Nigeria and beyond.
Amen. I claim that. Thank you.
All right,
so much.
hustlers. You're welcome, Godiya. All right, hustlers. That's all we have for you today. I hope this episode ignites your entrepreneurial fire. Rate and review this podcast using the hashtag Campus Hustlers on all social media platforms. If you're yet to subscribe, hit the subscribe button now. Until next week, stay hungry, stay focused, and keep hustling. And most importantly, make sure you are busy doing the right thing, just like Godiya said. And don't forget, she said, do it scared. Bye-bye.
Campus Hustlers with Fatima Zakaria.